What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to Comic Breakdown. For our last video of the day, we're hopping into Imperial War Black Panther issue number 1. Now you guys, you gotta be keeping up with everything going on with Imperial. This is spinning directly out of those pages. Black Panther found himself face to face against Amadeus and the Hulk. And while Black Panther, he tried to hold his own for a second. We saw that in the issue of Imperial. Now recognizing this is probably not the smartest thing to do. The smartest play here is to run. At this point, Amadeus, he's figured out, or more or less starting to understand what's going on here. Wakanda Prime is under attack by half a dozen galactic empires. They think that Wakanda schemed to assassinate their leaders. Of course, that's not true. But you can't tell that to the Hulk right now. He's on a rampage. Even Amadeus is trying to get through to him, but Hulk, he's simply not listening. And so running from the Hulk, he's using the Hulk to take out some of the scrolls that have really come to kill all of them. And while T'Challa tries to tell him, like, Dr. Banner, the more that you're fighting me, the more that we're sitting here duking it out, the more time we're wasting. But Banner's not listening. And while he doesn't listen, and the ships around them, it is an all-out battle. An all-out war raging. But more than this, planetside, down on Wakanda Prime, we have a father and his son. Recognizing how badly things are getting, they think they head to the command center. That if we go to the command center, this is the safest place for us. And the son asks his father, "Are you worried they are gonna find out who we are?" But the father says that he has no concern, because anybody that looks upon them is just gonna see people from the desert. Jumping back over to the Hulk, we have him smashing through a wall. And he is proclaiming that Black Panther killed his son. He believes that Black Panther is the one that had killed Hero Kala. And so obviously there's no stopping this rage. He's gonna keep going, he's gonna keep punching until he gets his hands on Black Panther. So T'Challa recognizes he's gotta go. He knows that there's something more afoot here. Someone has framed Wakanda for all of these killings. What's even more troubling is how quickly everybody was to jump on board. Not a single empire reached out through a back channel. Nobody tried to verify any of the claims. They were all so quick to believe the worst. More than that, the Shi'ar Empire captured his sister. So while he tries to devise a plan to get some space between him and everybody else, Hulk and Amadeus is sitting here trying to talk sense into Banner. Trying to tell him, like, take a breath. Like, why would Black Panther all of a sudden just start murdering leaders across the universe? You know, and maybe he's running from you because the Hulk is trying to kill him. Like, all of these are very valid things to discuss. But T'Challa getting on a ship and getting a secure channel. He gets in communication with the command center. He's told that the moon base, it's gone. Shuri's digital signature, nowhere to be found. The Stargate, obliterated. And their opponent's military standing, more than half of their fleet currently stands without power. The Wakandan attack vessels are outnumbering them. As it stands, they have a great advantage. This is where Black Panther, he decides to send a message to everybody else. From Gladiator to the Accuser, he tells them that if this message reaches you, that means you're still alive. That Wakanda, we've been attacked by foes, once that we considered associates. Under normal circumstances, Wakanda would be blowing them all out of the sky. But he has come to the conclusion that they don't know they have been deceived. That only now are you realizing that deception, but now you're outnumbered. Now you're outmatched. I only wish to find the true culprit who tried to inflict harm on my empire. And so I offer all of you a conditional ceasefire. The only condition, you surrender. And that he knows they're all proud cultures. He knows the term surrender stings. That he would feel the same, but now your enemy seems more clear than ever. And that enemy, it's not Wakanda. This is where the Accuser, he terminates the broadcast. And the secondary intelligence, it tells him that the guilt of one does not absolve another, that there must be conclusion. And so the Accuser, getting the Kree ships in orbit, they attack the command center on that base. They let the hammer fall. We pick up with Gladiator and Black Panther meeting up. They meet up to finally figure out what the heck is going on. And Black Panther more or less is telling Gladiator, like, you attacked my sister. You disrespected my sister, and you left my sister with the Kree. That you best believe when all of this is done, me and you are having words. But they have 3 prisoners right now, trying to get any information that they might be able to get. All they really get is religious gibberish. The religious zealots. Nothing more and nothing less. Now, Ronan the Accuser, he says that if they wish for war, then let's give them war. Let's show them what war is. The others, they think that there's something bigger at play here. Are the Skrulls really capable of such high-level planning, calculation? All of this points to a higher intellect behind everything going on. But this is all interrupted with the attack on the main command center. As T'Challa makes it onto the ground, he finds that boy. He finds the father that covered his son with his own body to protect him. The father that has died in this attack. And we see Black Panther here, bringing the boy up, apologizing for his loss, and saying that your father, he will be avenged. But the boy says as T'Challa leaves, and T'Challa doesn't hear this, but saying that he doesn't know, he doesn't realize the consequences of this man's death. Of this young boy's father's death, but he says that he will. As T'Challa takes off back into space, we pick up at the Stargate. It has been rebuilt, and now soon it is going to be operational. And with that coming back online, it will be time for Wakanda's counter-offensive. And that will be where this issue ends. So let me know what you guys think. Imperial has been a lot of fun. Some people had predicted the Inhumans twist, but many of us haven't. And it appears that nobody else has really figured this out yet either. Now, we haven't heard from Star-Lord and the others. We assume, but by the time they meet up with everybody, they're gonna figure this out. But now that we know the Inhumans are involved, are they gonna make themselves known? Are they gonna rise up to attack Wakanda? And what is the Inhumans' overall goal? You know, they're trying to claim their empire again, but what does that even mean? What does that even look like? Does taking their empire mean taking the Stargate and Vibranium and using it as some kind of currency? Were you trying to take Wakanda Prime? Like, what is your end goal here by making everybody fight each other? In the chaos, what is it that you're trying to seize that would bring your empire back to the table? These are questions that Black Panther and the others, they have to answer before it's too late. Because if they don't find the answers, his plans will be implemented. Black Bolt's plans will be implemented, and this empire will rise up from the ashes that nobody even saw. And how many empires are going to fall for this one to rise? Let me know your thoughts. Let me know your theories. If you want to get caught up on everything going on with Imperial, go ahead, check out the link in my description as well as the top of this video. It's going to get you caught up on everything that we currently have going on. If you would like to support the channel, you can always do so by joining the channel membership. It's a lot like Patreon. It's got a bunch of different perks. It helps out the channel tremendously. But if you can't do that, do me a favor, subscribe to the channel, like this video, hit that notification bell, and with that being said, until the next breakdown.